two very special treats for you today. One is you're going to actually meet my wife for the first time. So she'll be interviewing me in just a moment, so hang around for that. And the second is that we are going to be running a contest around the new book that I've just published. So we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. I wanted to tell you a little bit about why I wrote this book. Have you noticed that people sometimes say that Christians should support socialism because Jesus said that we should give to the poor, and he was always hanging around with the poor, and you should share, the person with two tunics should give to the one who has none, and so forth, all those different kind of things. Well, I got a little bit frustrated hearing what I thought to be fairly sloppy handling of the Bible over the years, and decided to write a book that addressed these things a little bit more responsibly and carefully. And that result of that effort has been this book, What's Wrong with Socialism, a biblical investigation for everyone. And so this discussion is about that. I wanted to give you a little bit of the background of the reason why I wrote it. And now I'm going to transfer over to an interview with my wife, Dr. Latha Brubaker.
Hello, this is Dr. Latha Brubaker, and I'm here with my husband, Dr. Daniel Brubaker. I'm very happy to be here today. Daniel is about to publish another book, and so I'm going to ask him a few questions. So Daniel, why did you write this book?
I wanted to lay it out in a very systematic fashion, and also look at one by one the different biblical passages, shall we say, or verses or examples that often come up and get presented by the various sides on these questions, and really take a close look at that.
So now that you've written it, why do you think people would be interested in reading it?
I think and I hope that you would be interested in reading it, number one, because it treats a topic that you care about and that you've maybe done some thinking about and might be curious to see how or what I've discovered in it. But of course, we have so many voices around us. I think that you should look at the excerpt that we're going to be putting down in the description below this video. That might catch your interest a little bit. But I have tried to write this book in a way that's very accessible, interesting, not long-winded. It's fairly quick and easy to read, right? The parts that you've read. And also helpful. I want to be helpful with the book. These issues are not dying. They're not dead. We have had a recent election here in the United States, and we have had a sort of a shift in direction. But, the political pendulum swings in different ways, but these ideas have been sort of simmering beneath the surface for 100 years and more. And so I recognize that these questions are not resolved, and I want to help to move them toward better resolution in people's minds. That's why I think that you should read this book. But I'm going to turn it back to you, since you've done some reading, and maybe you have some thoughts on why people might want to read this.
Yes, so as Daniel has been writing this book, and his other books, I've read sections and chapters of this book, and what caught my attention, it was your preface, even from the beginning. As I was reading it, and I read it out loud a couple times to our girls, and every time we've read it, it just compelled us to want to read more. And so what I saw in that was, again, you did a great job of introducing the topics and encouraging us to really just get excited about the rest of the book. So I know when I was done the first time reading it, saying, Daniel, I can't wait till you finish writing this, because I wanted to read more. And so that, I think, in and of itself would compel all of you to want to read it. Hopefully draws your interest. Another thing was, as you're reading it, and especially on this topic, the what ifs come out, like, what about this point? What about this question? And I found that every time I asked that, or the girls said the same exact thing, every time they thought about the what ifs, Daniel went on to address that what if. And so you're left with, I got to keep reading, because he's going to answer the questions that I have about the various aspects of socialism.
It's sometimes difficult to get your family, those of you who have, if you've ever written a book, to be interested in what you're interested in and wanting to read what you've written. And I've written several books now. But I would say that this is the one of all the books that has, I haven't heard these kind of comments from not only you, but all three of the kids as they've read it. So that says a lot to me. It's of course what every author wants to hear. But yeah, it's a good thing. I think that is positive, especially because we're covering different generations and so forth. It's good to know that you're connecting.
Mm-hmm. So another question, would you say that this book is partisan?
This book is, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this book is not partisan. This book is written for everyone. There is no mention of any political party in the book. There are mention of a couple of people, but it's not really central to what the book is. Some political elected officials and so forth, but it's only a very passing and short reference. And the book really does deal with the ideas that we're all talking about. And so, no, and it's not meant for people to be reading on this side or that side of the partisan divides. Wherever you are, I have written this book to be, number one, fairly simple and easy to understand, and also, but while also being substantive, engaging, and also just really, really helpful. So I hope that has all come across.
Mm-hmm. Is it only for Christians?
Yes. So the book, no, it's not. It's not only for Christians. The book is called A Biblical Investigation for Everyone. So as you might infer from the title, I spend the focus of the book is the Bible. And by the Bible, I mean the Hebrew Bible and the New Testament, or the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Hebrew Bible is the Old Testament. And I go through that. That is the scope and the focus of the book. But I treat these as, it is not only Christians who may want to know what the Bible says about these things, I would say. And whether you are or are not a Christian or a Jew, you may want to know what the Bible says on these topics. And then you can decide for yourself whether there's merit to that. But I've written in a very gentle and welcoming way for everyone who may want to pick up this book. Would you say I've been successful in that?
I would agree.
Yeah.
So now that you've given us a great introduction, tell us about the contest you're running.
Yes. So we wanted to recognize that the hardest part, sometimes authors, when they finish writing a book, they get to the point of publication and they think that their work is over. But it's what we found is that the work is not over. You need to have ways for people to understand and know that the book even exists in the first place, and give them reasons to want to tell other people about it and to spread the word and want to buy it and pick it up. So toward that end, we wanted to run a contest in the month of December 2024. And here are the parameters of the contest. For anyone watching this video, if you give this book, What's Wrong With Socialism, as a gift during the month of December through December 26th, we will do the judging. My wife, I won't have my hands on it at all, but Latha and our 3 kids will do the judging of those posts. Just post a picture or a description of maybe somebody receiving the book or being given the book or whatever. Put the hashtag ThinkAndTell, ThinkAndTell. And that is the name of the publisher. And then we'll take a look at those on December 26th and make a decision about who gets to be the winner. The prize is going to be $100 and 5 signed copies of the book. In addition to that, if the winner wants me to come and speak to your church or your group of any kind, maybe your civic group, about this topic, I will come to wherever you are within the United States and do that happily for the winner of this contest. So hashtag ThinkAndTell. Picture of somebody receiving the book. Could be a Christmas gift, it could be a birthday gift, or something else between now and the 26th. And that is our contest. Thank you so much for watching. Is there any other question you have for me?
I think that's it.
Okay, well, thank you for interviewing me, and thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoy the book, and leave your comments below. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.
Thank you.